You can say I'm worthy and deserving of love until you are blue in the face, but your subconscious is just not going to believe it until you've cleared the blocks standing in the way of that belief. Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. There's a reason your affirmations aren't working, and it has nothing to do with you or the way that you're saying them or how you're writing them. It's simply down to science. There's actually a much better way to do it, and I'm going to teach you how in this video. So first, what are affirmations? So affirmations are based on the belief that we can write out a sentence and say it enough times that our brains start to believe it. Now the science is sound here, right? Our brains are plastic, our brains are extremely malleable, and we can train them to unlearn the things that we've picked up. Our brains don't know the difference between encouragement coming from outside of us or within us. So speaking to yourself in a positive way does reinforce positive beliefs about yourself. Now the problem with affirmations though is that people will sometimes write out something like, I am a successful person and I'm capable of everything that I want in this life. Meanwhile, you are filled with subconscious beliefs that go completely against that thing that you want to be believing about yourself. Affirmations work when your subconscious is clear of blocks. So for the people who were fortunate enough to grow up in a house that always was affirming their authenticity, or who, for one reason or another have encouragement outside of them, affirmations will seem like they're working when actually the reality is they're creating a positive self-belief and then acting on it because their subconscious is cleared enough that they can act on it and see results. And if you want to know where you're holding subconscious blocks, I have a great free worksheet that you can download. There's a link down below. So here's evidence that there's a subconscious block you need to clear first. So when you state affirmations, do you feel resistance in your body? Like it's like a contraction or like a shrinking or a retreating feeling. That just tells us that that affirmation is not believable to your subconscious. So let's talk about how the subconscious is developed. From the moment that we're born until about 18 years old, we are picking up life lessons. And especially between 0 to 8 years old, our brains literally are existing in a theta wave state, which is the same brainwave state that you're in under hypnosis or right before you fall asleep. So from 0 to 8 years old, children's brains, they're like sponges because they're in that theta brainwave state. They're just constantly absorbing and categorizing information about the world around them and using that to build their self-concept. And this has survival purposes, right? Back in the day, we were chased by predators. Our brains would immediately know, okay, if I see these particular tracks in the forest, I know to run away because that means I'm probably going to get almost eaten. That's what a nervous system response is, right? It's your brain saying, hey, I experienced this one thing when I was 5 years old that tells me this particular set of actions is not safe. The problem is, now that we're post-industrial revolution, post-agriculture revolution, those same nervous system responses are still serving us, but instead it's showing up as like, you raise your hand in class, you're shamed for it, and for the rest of your life, you're terrified of public speaking. And those will continue to loop on and on and on until we go into our subconscious and, as Carl Jung says, bring the unconscious conscious so that we can heal it. That can be done through EFT, that can be done through my personal favorite, which is self-hypnosis, where you really get to pull the deepest, most powerful blocks up straight from their roots. But one way it cannot be done is by just forcing yourself to think a certain way. Unfortunately, that's where our conscious mind operates. And that's really what the problem with affirmations can be. If it doesn't seem like you're getting results, it's because you're operating only on your conscious mind, and you need to also involve your subconscious because that's what's really controlling these stories. And so that's why we have to look at our subconscious beliefs and the conditioning that we grew up with. Because second to your nervous system responses, there's going to be a set of beliefs built into your mind that are about where you came from, what you witnessed, what your parents practice, what your teachers practice. It's going to be these things that probably don't ultimately serve you because they're someone else's story, but they are looping on and controlling your behaviors and your thoughts because it's the way you think the world is. And that's what I'm referring to whenever I talk about conditioning. But let's get back to affirmations. So here's the ideal way to use affirmations. Write out the thing that you want to believe. Like, I am a money magnet. Write that out. Feel into your body where any resistance is coming up. Does it feel like there's a part of you that doesn't believe that? Does it feel like something is shrinking? Does it feel like something is doubting? Does it feel neutral? Does it feel positive? Does it feel expansive? That's going to tell us how close you are to actually believing that and actually being able to magnetize that belief to you and evidence of that belief to you, right? Because our brains are constantly looking for confirmation of what they know to be true. So if your brain believes deep down, I'm incapable of making money, you're going to constantly find evidence of that. You're not going to do it intentionally. It's going to be your subconscious finding evidence of what it believes to be true. So we want to instead use an affirmation to gauge where our body is at, where our belief systems are at, and then go into our subconscious mind using an actual effective hypnosis. There's a lot of hypnosis out there that don't really work, but an effective hypnosis or hypnotic meditation, EFT tapping, whatever your preferred method is, in order to really pull up from the root the things that we don't want to believe anymore. Once those are cleared, then we can start to implement positive affirmations in order to instill or anchor in that belief about ourselves. If you want to get clear on where you might be holding subconscious blocks, I have a great worksheet you can download. The link is down below, and it'll just take you through a whole survey of all of the most common blocks so that you can start to reprogram your subconscious mind and move into a place of building a belief system that actually serves you and your authentic reason for being on this planet. Let me know if you give these tips a try, and I'll see you next week. Bye.